The problem with this debate is that it's conducted at a level of ignorance which is positively astonishing.
David Cameron insists the government's policy is working and says drug use will not be decriminalised.
We just need to have a rational debate about this. I just do not think it is justifiable to have a policy like the war on drugs, which has calamitously failed on its own terms. So we've got to have a new way of looking at it.
Basically as big as a failure as prohibition of alcohol was back in the 20s and 30s.
If you want to have a grown-up debate about this, you have to ask yourself why the war on drugs and the prohibitionist approach has not worked.
The biggest decriminalisation experiment probably in the Western world has been conducted in this country since 1971 under the Misuse of Drugs Act. Cannabis has been effectively a decriminalised drug in this country for many years. The head of the flying squad, John O'Connor, said so in 1994. Lord Hailsham, that well-known hippie, instructed magistrates to stop sending people to prison for cannabis possession in 1973. The number of people actually arrested and prosecuted for cannabis possession has been dropping like a stone in the past few years. Before then, the police invented something without asking Parliament called the cannabis warning, which allowed them to let people off. Cannabis possession in this country has been decriminalised. What is now going on is a huge, very well-funded campaign, what I call billionaire big dope, to achieve the next stage, which is legalisation, which will now allow the marketing, the selling on the internet, the advertising, the appearance in shops of this product, and huge profits.
What I want to know is, who discovered this conspiracy, you or D.I. Regan?
Well, mostly Mr. Regan, sir.
Oh, Regan. If there is anything in your claim about this someone trying to damage our interests...
It's a major damaging drug.
Oh, thank you so much. Do say that as loudly as possible.
I'll say it again. Cannabis is a major...
Cannabis is a very addictive drug.
It'd be a crazy moment
and a very
to decriminalise it
drug.
just when we're finding out how dangerous it is. Thank you.
There's no if about it, sir.
Then Special Branch or the Secret Service will know about it.
People with low-level cannabis growth or cannabis use will not be prosecuted at the moment.
With respect, if Special Branch and the Secret Service are so bloody clever, why haven't they done anything about it?
Regan, it isn't up to you to question their methods.
Question!
His views are not actually particularly remarkable. Of course there is de facto decriminalisation going on. The Chief Constable in Durham has made it quite clear that his police officers are not going to arrest people for the personal possession of cannabis. So actually on that narrow point I agree with Peter. Let's have a bit of honesty that decriminalisation is happening de facto.
Now what more do you need? I mean, what's the matter with everybody? What is the whole country asleep? Are you deaf as well as stupid?
Jack, now, please, cool. Thank you, Mr. Matthews. I'm quite capable of dealing with this.
Well, yes, of course, sir. I was...
I will inform the Assistant Commissioner of Crime, but if this turns out to be a last desperate attempt on your part to save your pension...
Pension?
The Japanese and the South Koreans make a very good job of driving you off the streets by simply enforcing laws against possession, which we have on our statute books, but have deliberately not enforced, since the Lord Chancellor, the former Lord Hailsham, told magistrates to stop sending people to prison for cannabis possession in 1973. And there's been a 40-year period of non-enforcement under which the establishment of the government have connived at the spread of cannabis in this country. To say that the war on drugs has failed is like saying our settlement on Mars has failed. We have no war on drugs. There's been no settlement on Mars either. It's a ludicrous statement, and anybody who makes it is immediately exposing himself as either brainwashed or completely indifferent to facts.